Well, good morning, everybody. Well, today is a very special day. Today is my mother-in-law Molly's birthday. Here she is right here. She was, younger than at my wedding. And here's Molly when I believe this baby was probably Matthew by the looks of this picture, but it's hard to tell. It's either Matthew or Linda. I believe it was Matthew. She was getting older. She got sicker as time went on, but she was a wonderful woman. She ran everything. She was a homemaker, lived on a beautiful farm in the country. And she, ran the farm. She did the money management. She ran the side take. She did everything. So today, her aunt, I know we made this before, but she made chocolate chip cookies slightly different. You'll find out when I add some chocolate chips in there and later on a little bit of M&Ms. I'm adding a 3/4 cup of sugar. Molly loved to bake. There was no doubt about it. She was a really great baker. She taught me also how to make apple stuffing for the turkey for every holiday season. Now we're going to put in some brown sugar. Brown sugar. We're going to stir this together. I also have to get my eggs. I believe it's 2 eggs. Might be right now saying, Debbie, you forgot your eggs. But she taught me how to do a lot. She taught me how to bake, and that was really very amazing on her part. And she knew how to make plum pudding. Made it every Christmas, plum pudding. She would love to celebrate the holidays, and she was a devout homemaker. So we're going to cream this together. 2 sticks of butter. I'm now adding in 2 eggs. Now, she was something else. I called her, she was no doubt my mother and my kid's grandmother. So 1 more egg, and then we're going to add a little bit of dash of salt in here, and a little bit of vanilla. Yeah, she was really something else. And I learned how to make that apple stuffing for the holidays. I want to add in some vanilla, because without the vanilla, the cookies will not have much of a flavor. The vanilla really gives a good zesty flavor. I remember when I was engaged to my first husband, Wayne, my parents decided to go to Hawaii, and on 1 week, I caught the flu, and my first husband had to rush me to the ER. It was on the weekend of all times, and he took me over to the house, and she took care of me until my parents got home. Now we're going to go to the dry. I'm adding in 2 1/4 cup of flour. And I'm going to add in a teaspoon of baking soda in just 1 second. I always like to put the dry separate from the wet when I mix, because sometimes you can lose some stuff, and I don't want to take a chance to lose anything. Here we go. 2 1/4 cups of flour. Everything over here. Okay, let me add the baking soda in. Okay, you don't need any baking powder for this at all, only soda. I'm going to mix this together with my spoon. You can use a whisk also, whatever you want to grab. Now, we're going to put this in here, and we're going to mix it together. Nice and floury, not to worry, I'm going to mix that with a spoon. Let me unplug this. Mix this together. Yeah, I learned a lot from Molly. I really did. And I really miss her a lot. She died back in '93, and it was so scary. She died on July 20th, '93. And my husband died a month later to the exact date. It's very scary. This together, nice and buttery. Smells delicious. I have to add in 1 more little thing, chocolate chips. A little bit of salt. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened to Hershey's. I'm beside myself. I just can't find them anyplace, so we're going to have to use Toll House today. Now, they're just as good, folks. It's milk chocolate. But it's heartbreaking when you're so used to using something and your kids can't find it. A lot of places have virtually shut down because of this horrible virus, and I'm sure that's part of the reason that we can't find things. I'm going to mix everything together. Toll House is good too, folks. Keep this in mind. It's very good. Keep mixing this together. A lot of arm movement. Molly did the same thing. But Molly absolutely loved the grandchildren. Yes, she sure did. All right. Let me wash my hands. Let's chill this for about 20 minutes. We need to get it ice cold. Well, we're going to roll these up into little balls. That's what Molly used to do. Really fantastic cookies that she used to make. Throw this out. And now she used to remember doing this. I remember her pushing them gently down with her hand, make them nice and round. But she was a baker, and she did really a lot of stuff for that farm. Not only was she a homemaker, but she was in charge of all the money management, you know, all this interesting stuff that went on a horse farm. Right? She baked all the time. I remember her always baking something. She lived in a huge house on a farm. Wow. Okay. And I was talking to my husband before, my second husband. And we were talking about how food was so different back in the old days that it is now. I don't know why. Everything we do is natural for my show, but for some reason, food tasted better back in the old days. I don't know why. Use the same thing. Use flour, use brown sugar, all natural ingredients. I just don't know why food tastes better. Maybe I always joke, or maybe it's because somebody else used to make it. Who knows? Okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to put this into the oven. We want them to be soft in the inside, but crunchy on the outside. So let's pop this in the oven for about five minutes. Chocolate chip cookies. Molly had a habit of putting a little bit of M&Ms on some of her cookies. Okay, a little bit of M&Ms. We don't have to put too many on. We might as well use them up because we've had them, about a week or so. I want to get rid of them already. They're good and everything. I close the thing up, make sure. It's really good. Nice and colorful. And she was such a wonderful, wonderful mother-in-law. Oh, I really miss her a lot. And here we have delicious homemade chocolate chip cookies with M&Ms. In honor of Molly Wenny. Molly, I could not have given it up the last time, but it doesn't really matter. She was my mother-in-law, and I miss her dearly. She died in '93, and she would always be my mom. From Deborah, Tom Country Kids. Have a great day. Please subscribe to my wonderful YouTube channel.